Alright folks, we are back. I do apologize for that. SDK kind of out of nowhere just kind of failed on us, so that's interesting, but a couple of things did change right now. Brandon 6 really struggling in the back of this field right here. Eric Papanow did get around him. We'll try and show you what happened here in just a second. Here it is, the pass for Eric Papanow making a move into that last corner. Frankie really did a good job there by getting around really clean. Really has some speed right now.
Yeah, Eric showed his nose pretty early and was just able to just outbrake him, essentially. Just able to outbrake Brandon 6 into the corner, and he's even grown that lead big time to almost 5 seconds. So something must have happened to Brandon 6 during this lap. But as you see, they were going through that shot of going through the GT3 battle with Vincent Cernuto and Chris Rabel. This gap is essentially stabilized at about a second, and I don't see it growing or shrinking anytime soon, because man, these two are extremely even in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's actually kind of impressive. One lap, Chris Rabel's has a better lap. One lap, Vincent Cernuto has a better lap. They just keep trading laps back and forth, and I think what's gonna decide that battle is going to be the pit strategy.
Oh,
Whether Chris is going to use the same strategy as last week and overcut Vincent Cernuto. We'll see. Let's get a couple of guys through the field here through GT3. There's Andrew Allen. That's the number 5 Porsche of Nathaniel Fryman. Anyway, what do you think of that of that plaid Porsche, Steve?
I love it. I love it. I know we see that in real life too, and it's always a lot of fun to see that one for sure.
Yeah, I think the plaid digs nicely with the black, especially.
Oh yeah, always looks killer.
Yeah, I really like it. Mr. Fryman, you've outdone yourself. You've shown up with you've shown up with a great looking race car. There's Mark Martinek. Almost sounds like Mark Martin, but not really. You had a little EK at the end. In the black, is it a blacked out Porsche?
It's kind of like a black and gray camo. It's really pretty sick.
Yeah. Okay. We have looks like we have Vincent Cernuto on pit road. I think that's where Mark Martinek is gonna go. So, yeah. So these boys, they're going to do the same thing as last week. They're going to split the race into thirds. Pit with 40 minutes to go. Pit with 20 minutes to go. That's what looks like Vincent Cernuto and Mark Martinek are going to do right now, as Vincent Cernuto leaves pit road. What also might be in his favor, he's going to take maybe a little less fuel than Chris, that Lamborghini of Chris Rabel. So it might be advantage Vincent Cernuto, but that might swing on its head in the later stops.
Oh yeah, and it's pretty smart too. I mean, but right now we're going to see Chris Rabel here, Nick Silver as well, both of them staying out. So a lot of these guys maybe better on fuel or maybe saving from the get-go, but Andrew Allen now as well, but nothing yet from the GTPs I noticed, Frankie. So Papanow and 6 not pitting, just, oh, hold on. There they come. There's Eric at least.
Yeah, Eric Papanow rocking the BMW this week, something new. We like to see different kinds of GT3s and GTPs.
Good stuff so far. Brandon 6 still leading him out right now, almost at the halfway point of this race. Sun is starting to set a little bit, but I don't believe we're going to get nighttime conditions, but it is definitely going to be pretty close to it. Chris Rabel right now still has the lead over Nick Silver and Cernuto after Cernuto comes down and services that car. Here they come. GT3 leaders. Cernuto, does he come down pit road too? He might. Yes. No, he doesn't. All right. So no pit for him just yet. A couple of guys as well in the back still holding it on. Nathaniel Fryman, Mark Martinek, then Andrew Allen still right now in that P8 spot. Devin Lucan, Marshall Harris out of the race currently. Here comes Fryman in that GT3 car, that Porsche. There he is, and Vincent Cernuto still leading us off, so good stuff. Brandon Six still our leader in this IMSA experience at Sebring. Looking to try and go for his second straight win here in this GTP car. Eric Papino back on track right now as we see it, 43 seconds back. Definitely has some time though to catch him, obviously a little bit past the halfway point. Brandon Six still has to come down pit road, so we will be seeing that here shortly, but a lot going on. Vincent Cernuto still your leader. Chris Rabel right now 5.8 seconds back, so the gap was a lot closer, about 1.1 seconds I believe at the shortest. But right now, not quite that same gap. Definitely getting closer, though. Nick Silver, you see him in the background. 11 seconds back. He was about 6 seconds before the pit stops. So that gap is definitely not as short as it was before, but so far still holding on to that podium spot if you can hold on to it. A lot of the times, though, things happen on a dime. I mean, you wreck once or get into the grass, or if the leaders get into the grass or whatever it might be, it can happen very, very fast. Fryman still looking pretty good. Had that that left front damage actually from spinning out into the wall. Didn't really hit it too hard, but enough to maybe upset that car in the steering, but looking decent so far. Gonna get past here. Here comes Brandon Six actually on pit road. Most likely gonna get all the tires, 4 tires full of fuel. And 33.5 minutes left. So what that tells me is, I mean, man, maybe he saved some fuel in this second half, but worst case, he'll have to come down. Maybe about 5 minutes left to go and really just top it off on fuel real quick and off he goes. So either way, they both definitely have to pit again. And there goes Papino. So, man, what a great stop Papino had. Brandon Six comes out now, but that gap is going to be about, man, 6 or 7 seconds by the time they get going here. Papino right now really putting in the work. Great run so far. Going to catch Andrew Allen right here in just a second into that tight hairpin. Smart move. Waits until he gets through it. Good stuff right there. So prototype leaders right now, about 5.4 seconds separates the two. Eric Papino and Brandon Six. Good stuff. As far as the GT3s, Vincent Cernuto, 5.4 seconds lead over Chris Rabel. Cernuda right now getting the job done for sure. Chris Rabel in P2. Third spot right now is going to be Nick Silver, about 12 seconds back, so definitely losing some time, but has a little bit more than half the race to figure it out, so no problem there. Next up, going to be Mark Martinek holding on to it. Number 6 Porsche. Holding on to P4 right now, going to try and maybe catch up to Nick Silver. Maybe some pit strategy. Maybe, you know, no tires next time by. You never know. A lot of things can change. Andrew Allen, about a minute behind the leaders here, rocking that number 88. Nathaniel Fryman as well. The last driver on the lead lap for the GT3s. And then again, Devin Lukin and Marshall Harris out of the race as we speak. So, a lot going on, folks. We'll step aside for a second, go to our race day non-stop, thank some sponsors, and you won't miss any part of the race. We'll come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, Rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, Rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, welcome back, folks. Big thanks to our sponsors, as usual. Admin Box, Premier Setups, Harpoon Design, and man, many others. Hosky.io. Love them. Right now, we're past the halfway point. 29 minutes left to go. A couple of guys doing pretty good. Papanow right now, 3-second lead, but man, Brandon 6 is really chopping that lead down right now.
Yeah, the gap was at about 4 seconds, and now it's,
Frankie.
excuse me, sorry, nah, 2.3.
What are we eating, Frankie? Takis.
Would I be lying? No, it's not Takis. No.
Okay.
Would I be lying? Should I lie or should I tell the truth? Actually.
I tell the truth. This is America.
Okay, true. I'm eating popcorn chicken right now.
I love that. From Popeyes.
I had it. No, it's not from Popeyes. It's from Publix. Anybody that knows Publix as the best chicken down south, like in Florida.
All right. You heard it here, folks. It's Publix. Hey, man, right now, Eric Papino, though, he's pretty quick, but Brandon 6, he put a couple laps later, has a little bit fresher tires, but right now he is definitely catching Eric Papino. Was about 5 seconds, 5.6 seconds at the biggest when 6 came out of the pits, but right now he has chopped that down quite a bit, so he will be catching him, it would appear. But I do believe still these guys have to still pit at the minimum for a quick little splash of gas.
Yep, they still have to pit one more time. My guess will be around the 20-minute mark, 20 minutes to go mark, sorry.
Right.
And Papanow did have a lead on 6, like you said. I think maybe the fresher tires of Brandon 6 are starting to work a little better than Eric Papanow.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, looking back on it right now, I mean, he is there. 1.4 seconds. I wouldn't doubt if he catches him by the time we get to that start finish line, perhaps. But you can see it in the background too. It's sunset. So right now, the track temp, Frankie, is going to be a little cooler as the race goes on. I would suspect, and that just means better feeling, grip and tire levels and all kinds of stuff. So fresh tires can make a huge difference here. I've got a feeling.
Yeah, exactly. We got Brandon 6 on fresher tires, and he's right now on this lap alone. He's almost a second quicker on this lap alone. So he's got him in his sights. It's just whether or not Brandon 6 will make the pass into turn 3. That's a good passing zone. Or turn 7.
Oh yeah, he's coming.
The other thing is you could also see the line difference there. Eric Pap, excuse me.
Don't choke on that popcorn chicken, Frankie.
Yeah, my bad. Eric Papineau in turn 17, you can see the line difference there. Maybe better on entry for Papineau, but definitely not on exit, and working through the traffic of Nick Silver there, who is comfortably in the podium spot right now.
You might have just inspired me, Frankie, to go and get some DoorDash. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. I can't go and get DoorDash.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can't exactly go get DoorDash. You can have it DoorDashed. You can go on DoorDash.com. We're not sponsored by them, by the way.
Here we go. Look at this. Brandon 6 and Eric Papineau. Right now, a lead change, potentially. We're getting close to it, Frankie.
Yeah, we're close. Brandon 6 is definitely there. Papineau is going to have to, I wouldn't say get his elbows out, but he's going to have to be a little bit more defensive here. Especially coming into turn 17. Brandon 6 not close enough to make a move into turn 15 right now. He's going to wait. I'm going to try to get a good exit out of 15 and 16.
I mean, he's getting pretty close. He might come here.
No, I believe he's a little too far back. Eric Papineau had a good last corner, a good turn 16, and like I was saying before, the line difference a little bit. Well, that time Eric Papineau got a little bit held up by Chris Rabel. Got a little held up there on exit. That's going to kill his momentum a little bit. Into turn 1, Brandon 6 with a little look. Just not close enough. Oh, he's got a good run, though. He's got a good run. Papineau's going to have to go a little defensive. Brandon 6 not quite comfortable with sending it up the inside. As this battle heads to turn 7.
Yeah, and they're going to have traffic here, too, probably in the braking zone. So, this is going to be big right here. Vincent Cernuto, the class leader for the GT3s, going to be right there. 6 has to slam the brakes, actually locks him up a bit, and then gets off cleanly. Cernuto pulls aside.
Yeah, but Brandon 6 had a good exit. I don't think he's close enough yet. No, he's not close enough to make a move on Eric Papineau. Papineau doing a great job right now. Not putting a wheel wrong in that BMW. Just trying to focus on the exit of the corner. See Brandon 6, charging turn 13. Gonna pick up a little bit of time on Eric. Okay, maybe this is the run for Brandon 6. You got a good exit. Eric Papineau going to break the draft and go a little defensive. Let's see what Brandon 6 does here. He's gonna take his alternative line. You got a nice low exit. Ooh, Brandon 6 might have had to jam on the brakes there a little bit.
He took a really offensive line right there to kind of like swing out wide on entering and then sneak it on the inside. low. So that was a pretty good move. He had the run, just I think Papino might have blocked it just a little bit in the braking zone. Oh, Papino!
locked up.
That's going to be it right there, man.
Yeah, that's going to be the pass that Brandon Six wants. And yeah, Eric Papinow just, we saw it live, just overdid it, just pushed that little bit too hard on those tires.
Yeah, and that can happen too, right? Because, I mean, that pressure that you're getting from the driver behind, you know, it might force you to make a mistake, and Papinow, did just that. So, hard racing overall, and, man, good stuff right now. Checking in on the GT3 side of things right now, Vincent Cernuto, still your leader. We saw him a second ago getting passed by those prototypes. Has a great lead, 5.2 seconds currently as we speak. Looking very fast as usual. Chris Rabel in P2 right now in that Bowie Esports Lamborghini. Looking classic right there. Nick Silver in third spot. Currently 19 seconds back from the class leader in Cernuda, but holding on to it. Good podium spot so far. Mark Martinek in P4. Doing a good job holding it down right now. Keeping it on the track surface, which is always a plus. Angel Allen, not too bad himself either. Right now, currently in P5 for the GT3s. Making his way around turn 1 right now, but looking pretty strong, Frankie. And then Nathaniel Fryman, who had an issue earlier on with that left side damage, got pretty into the wall. I believe it was out of turn 1, and ended up making a good recovery. So right now, still doing his thing. P8 overall, but P6 in class, so not too bad. And then again, Devin Lucan and Marshall Harris are out of the race. Update, Eric Papinow is coming down now, Frankie, for pit road. 20 minutes left to go. This is early.
Yeah, a little bit earlier than what I would have thought, but again, they want to split this race into thirds. Eric Papinow looks like he wants this to go to the end. Well, obviously he wants to go this to the end. He's going to have his last stop right here, 20 minutes to go. So he split it perfectly at 20 minutes down and 40 minutes down. So he's a little bit loose there on exit with the newer tires. And Eric, well, he did warm them up, so that is the job to warm them up. I don't think he wanted it to be that quick warmed up, but
right.
He warmed them up.
He sure did. Yeah, so far though, good move right there. And you got passed, by making a mistake. So at this point, do something different, right? To try and beat Brandon Six. I like the move. You never know what can happen. The fresh tires might give him some more speed, whereas, Six might not have it at this point. And we know Eric is fast, so this could be a good move right here.
Yeah, and we saw earlier with the GT3 battle, Vincent Cernuto pitting about a lap earlier than Chris Rabel, and you see the gap right now. It's big time how much that gap has been. I mean, Chris was about a second back, and now he's 6 seconds back. That's not going to help Eric Papinow's case.
No.
Getting by the GT3 traffic of Nick Silver.
Yeah, and even Nick Silver's doing a pretty good job. I want to ride on board real quick if I can, just to see. This Ford is new to the service, and it's pretty wild. This thing is a beast, man.
Yeah, I really want to try this Ford myself, but I haven't had the opportunity to try this yet. You know what would be actually really cool? If we could ride on board a little bit with this. Look at the full dash. Really cool. Especially it's the Ford logo. Really cool design from Ford Motor Company.
Not too bad right now. Chris Rabel comes down pit road in that Lamborghini. Surrendering P2 right now. This is about right, Frankie. About 20 laps or 20 minutes to go in this race. We saw them come down pit road about 20 minutes into the race. So this is about right. This will definitely get them good to go on fuel. I don't think we saw tires go on that car. So just fuel and that's it, Frankie.
No, I don't believe so. I think Chris Rabel, seeing his tires, he liked his tires. I think he just wants just gas and go, save as little time as possible. maybe Cernudo has to come down. Doesn't have to take as much fuel Cernudo does, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what Vincent does. I think he's by turn 13. Yep, he's by turn 13. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see what he does this lap, if he decides to come into the pits, or if he maybe wants to just stay out a little longer.
Oh,
if
yeah.
if he can. He's
And
got clear
Cernudo-
track ahead of him.
Oh, he does by quite a bit. He actually just passed Nathaniel Fryman to put him a lap down. So there's the update there. Andrew Allen about a minute 35 seconds back. So if if this pace continues, he might go a lap down Andrew Allen, but we'll see how that continues on right now. But Brandon 6 still out front. Cernudo as well down that Sunset Strip. Lights coming on, Frankie. The headlights. Always a fun
That's what-
time here at Sunset and Sebring.
Yeah, it's a fun time. We got Vincent Cernudo
Oh,
coming
no!
up through it. Oh! Eric Papineau into the wall at 17. Oh, he's got a broken left front.
Really damaged right now for Eric Papineau. Oh, no. Just a
wonder-
second ago, pit.
I know he's got damage on the left side right now, but I wonder if he got loose in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it for sure, but man, that's heartbreaking. Let's take a look at Eric Papineau. Just kind of saw this. So what actually happens here? Oh, man, Frankie.
Maybe just carrying a little too much speed, trying to maybe get to the outside and maybe right on board. Yeah, let's see. Right here, yeah, he just carried a lot of speed and he just knew the second he turned in, it wasn't going to turn in, and he's just along for the
Yeah.
ride.
That's really a shame. All good. But that can happen for sure. Ah, man. Hate to see that. Brandon 6, though, currently out front. Papineau going to be probably out of this race. As we're seeing, yeah, he's still on pit road right now. 15 minutes left to go. Brandon 6 might be smooth sailing here to finish off this race. Just has to bring it home now. Nick Silver currently in the lead, actually, of the GT3s. Cernudo did just pit during that exchange. Rabel as well. Shortly after, Mark Martinek coming back off pit road. So we're seeing all these guys coming down pit road, Frankie.
Yeah, Cernudo keeping his lead a little bit. It's down to 4 seconds, but looks like Vincent right now doing a good job on and off pit road. You know, and Nick Silver obviously has to pit, unless maybe he's pulling a one-stopper out of the blue. Maybe he thinks he can go till the end. I don't know. Only Nick Silver really knows.
And that might be the thing. I mean, does he have enough fuel? I mean, has he been slow because he's saving? Right? Oh, maybe not. Here he comes down pit road now.
Yeah, I was about to say that might have put that question out to pasture.
It did.
But
Definitely did.
But Nick Silver getting on the pit road nice and clean, just doing a good job, just keeping his car clean. Obviously not the fastest here, or even the second fastest, but just keeping the car clean, just keeping it on track for looks like a likely podium for Nick Silver. But just a great job all around for him.
There goes Nick Silver right there. Brandon 6 up in the front. Right now, he can just kind of chill. He's 2 laps up on the competition, obviously. Papineau going to be out of the race right now, as it looks like. Maybe fixing some damage, but not out of the race just yet. But hey, you never know. This is why you hold on, Frankie, because hey, if he comes back right now and maybe Brandon 6 has the same thing, right? Has a really big hit on the wall and messes up. You know, maybe he's fully out of the race and Papineau gets his 2 laps back, 3 laps back. You just never know.
Yeah, you never know, but I don't know. I feel like if I was ever in this situation, I would be so scared of doing that, having that specific scenario come up, that I think I'd rather just drive at like 4/10 You know, I'd just rather just putt around, just drive 410s. But that's not Brandon Six. Brandon Six likes to go 1010s, and you know, knowing him as long as I have, he likes to go 1010s, and maybe at this point we'll see him maybe go at 910s, maybe just a little bit.
Lights are on though, Frankie, and man, this thing's going to come to a close here pretty soon. About 11 laps to go to decide this race. We know at this point Brandon Six is in the catbird seat for the GTP prototypes, but man, Vincent Cernuto, 3.8 seconds. So that gap did close a little bit to Chris Rabel. Rabel definitely within reach. Has to find some more time though right now to really catch up. 10 laps or 10 minutes really. Not a lot of time. This is going to be about 6 more laps in laps, so got to start moving now.
Yeah, sorry, not Brandon Six. Chris Rabel. Yeah, like you said, he's got about 5, 6, maybe at most 7 laps to catch 4 seconds. That's going to be about what is it? Half a second a lap, something like that. Yeah. Actually more than that, more than half a second a lap. So Chris just has to just head down and just try and click off as fast laps as he can get, and right on board with for a split second there, Eric Papineau. Just on pit road, fixing damage, just a heartbreak. I believe Eric had the pace, and you know, it sucks because unfortunately, for the viewers at home, we're not going to be able to see a, I wouldn't say like a grandstand finish, but like at least, have them be, close together, But unfortunately, that opportunity was taken away from us. But we'll see Eric Papineau in a couple weeks. He'll bring his A game. So with as well as Devin Lucan, I believe they both will bring their A game to Brandon Six.
Oh, for sure. I mean, these guys, Papineau today, in my mind, proved that he can be a contender for a win for sure. So I think he's going to be a threat, absolutely, in some upcoming tracks, as well as Devin Lucan. Devin Lucan has the speed for sure. We saw it in Daytona. We saw it tonight. So it's just a matter of kind of cleaning up some of the smaller things, right? Maybe some comfort things in the car or whatnot, or, just avoiding the mistakes. But, definitely both guys capable of winning in this series for sure. And it'll be happening. But to your point, in 2 weeks, you're going to be going to Detroit. So Belle Isle on August 28th. So at this point, the first 2 weeks basically are like a, back-to-back Daytona and Sebring. At this point, every race from now on will be basically every other week. So we'll take next week off, and then the week after will be Belle Isle at Detroit. That'll be a lot of fun, and spoiler alert, Frankie, Detroit might actually be on our Cup Series in not too short a time. So we'll see how that works for a future season, but maybe in 2 weeks, Frankie, we'll get a bit of a close-up look at that.
Yeah, I've heard of Belle Isle. I've seen some IndyCar races at Belle Isle, but if you ask me, I would much rather go to Road America. That's just me being biased because I love Road America, but
oh yeah, always fun there. Yeah, right now we're starting to see the sun really starting to go down. It's pretty much nighttime at this, not nighttime, but twilight, I guess you can call it. And that can definitely happen. Brandon Six, though, looking pretty good. Let's take it right on board here. Oh, coming down pit road, actually, for Brandon Six. Was going to come down and do a bit of a lap with Brandon Six, but has to come down for the fuel and do his thing, obviously, with 4 laps ahead of Papineau and Lucan. This is more for necessity, but Eric Papineau actually back on track, Frankie. There he is, got that damage fixed, and able to finish some laps. So 4 laps down right now. Again, barring tragedy with Brandon Six, Papanow could steal this one away, but obviously you never know. Cernuto right here. Let's ride on board real quick. Take a look at his cockpit view. Andrew Allen up ahead, about to be a lap down if he gets around him.
Yeah, Vincent just keeping it nice and tidy through every corner. He's got a little under 7 minutes left. He knows that he doesn't have to force the issue here with Andrew Allen. He's gonna go up the inside. He's gonna lose him a little bit of time, but I believe that he's got this pass made, and Chris Rabel still has to go through Andrew Allen.
You know, the wild too, Frankie, this really, I mean, look at this. Chris Rabel's not too far back now from Cernuto. He's 2.8 seconds back. Definitely caught to him way closer than he was earlier on. So if he can find just a little bit of speed here in this 6 minutes left to go, he might catch him.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, like, yeah, he might catch him, but he's got to go. For that to be a possibility, he has to get through Andrew Allen better than Vincent Cernuto. Cernuto, unfortunately, at least for him, he had to pass him on the exit and had to slow down as much as he did. So that move cost Cernuto a good half second, but we're up to 5. We're going to be at 5 minutes left, and it's going to be 3 laps, I believe. 3 laps for Chris Rabel to catch Vincent Cernuto.
Yeah.
It's at 2.6 right now, 2.6, 2.7. So we'll see. Chris Rabel has to get basically a second a lap. It's going to be hard for Rabel to really catch that gap, though.
Just under 5 minutes left to go in the race right here. Round number 2 of Sebring for the IMSA experience. Close battle here. This is what you're talking about right here. Rabel trying to get around Allen. Does a good job there. Not too bad. Passed him probably in the best time to do it. Still 3.2 seconds. Has to catch up to him now, though. It's going to be close, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Chris Rabel passed him at the same spot as Vincent did. Just on the exit, just in the middle of the corner, just had to slow down that little bit to give Andrew Allen room. And, you know, he has closed the gap a little bit more, but again, he just might be running out of time for Chris Rabel. Might be just running out of time.
It's a great shot right here because you can really see the gap, you know, like the physical gap, and it's really not that bad. It's 2.7 seconds, but man, if he just sniffs that draft, that could be it. So far, good stuff though. Vincent Cernuto leading the GT3 class. Brandon 6 right now is basically running away with this win just because Papanow and Lucan, unfortunately, are down and out, basically. Papanow on track, but definitely hurt after an earlier incident. Devin Lucan out of the race currently, but the battle right now is for GT3. Cernuto and Chris Rabel. Really pretty close. This is actually, Frankie, as well, how the race has gone on. This is actually for P2 and 3 in the overall. So not too bad for a GT3 class to be contending for that overall podium.
Yeah, I mean, usually that almost never happens, at least in real life, you know, apart from a few freak incidents. But we'll have this tonight. There are more, like you said, there are going to be more GT3 cars on the overall podium than the prototypes. I definitely didn't have that on my bingo card this season, but you know, we've completed something. We've completed a little bit of an impossibility almost.
You're right. It can happen though. I mean, hey, listen, for all of you who are watching, online right now, this is a brand new series, the IMSA experience for the ASRA. So it's brand new. They're recruiting the entire season long. So basically, we're still going to hand out trophies. We're still going to crown a champion, but it's basically recruited all season long. So if you're interested, hey, type it in the chat. Find us on Race Day iRacing on X or ASRA iRacing on X, and we can get you going. But 1 minute and 42 seconds, Frankie. They might get the white flag this time by, right? For Brandon 6?
Nah, it's going to be the next lap by. It'll be the white flag.
Love that. I know this track all too familiar, Frankie, in the nighttime. Man, this place was a lot of fun in our 12-hour stint. Got the job done. It was hard, though. We had some pretty good competition. But this track, before we raced it, man, I was like, Sebring, it's just kind of one of those, hard tracks that you know of, right? But man, afterwards, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I mean, again, I am from Florida, and I am a little biased when it comes to the Florida tracks, especially Sebring. Sebring is, at least to some people who don't know this track, it's a gem. It's almost an unknown gem to some people. And it's one of the best tracks in America, at least in my opinion. At least viewing wise, it's so much fun, and I'm so glad that hopefully next year I'll be here for the 12 hours of the actual real IMSA. So hopefully I'll be here and watching as we get the white flag here for Brandon 6.
Good stuff right now. All kinds of guys trying to get it. Chris Rabel, man, 2.5 seconds. Trying to close that gap between him and Cernuda, but just can't do it.
Yeah, Chris Rabel, he's got about another lap to close that 2.5 second gap, but that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to make up in a lap. As the clock has stricken 0, Brandon 6 on the last lap, going through turn 10, 11, 12, going to make his way through 13 in a second. Brandon 6 had a little bit of a hiccup earlier in this race. We all wonder, was he going to take his challenge to Devin Luca? And Eric Papineau passed him at one point, on track, and Brandon 6 just kept his nose as clean as he did. No contacts with the wall. Maybe a little bit of a hiccup here or two. But Brandon 6 looks like he's going to come home with the win here in the GTP category.
He sure is. Yeah, going to round this corner once more. That's going to be it right there. The IMSA Experience, 2-time winner now. Brandon 6 wins in Daytona and now wins in Sebring. The King of Florida, here he is. Brandon 6, the winner today at Sebring. Awesome stuff. Vincent Cernudo not too far back either. On the white flag lap right now for the GT3 class. Again, won at Daytona last week in quite dominating fashion. Chris Rabel, 2.7 seconds back. The gap is pretty close, but he's not going to quite get there. Cernudo almost about to take this win.
Yeah, barring any mistake from Vincent, looks like Vincent's going to pick up this win. And these two have been even at Daytona and today even. They've both been close as ever. It's just, for this season, it's going to come down to whoever gets the pit strategy right. And it looks like today, Cernudo last week had the faster car of the two, was able to pass Rabel on track. This week, Cernudo was in front of him, and grew the gap into the pits.
Yes, sir. One more corner. Here he is. Vincent Cernuto again, back-to-back winner as well. Daytona and now Sebring. Winner today from Sebring. There he is, Vincent Cernuto. Crosses the line. Chris Rabel in P2 for the GT3 class. And then Nick Silver, going to be coming along here in a couple seconds, will be the podium finisher for the GT3 class. Rounds that last corner, takes it home right now in a P3 for that Ford Mustang Gremlins Cards machine. There he is. Third spot for Nick Silver. Pretty good stuff, Frankie. What a great race right there. Back-to-back winners again for both classes. Man, these guys are the class of the field for sure.
Yeah, we have Vincent Cernuto putting on a show in GT3, and Brandon Six doing his best impersonation of starting in second, and just basically being a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a rabbit in front of behind a carrot. I know that statement makes no sense, but
we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that, and just kept his car clean. I mean, had a few mistakes, like I was saying earlier, but overall he didn't make the big mistake that Devin Luke and Eric Papineau did. That's what can get you to victories, as he barely hits the wall there a little bit. That's gonna hurt his front nose a little bit, but I don't think he cares about that much now.
Yes, sir. All good. Let's bring him in real quick. We'll bring in Vincent Cernuto to start off with. Let's try and sneak him in real fast if we can. Once we get back to it. Where is Vincent? Here he is. Here he is. Vincent Cernuto again, back-to-back winner at Daytona and then now here today in Sebring. Man, what a great race for you. Had some close competition there with Chris Rabel for a while, but it looks like you had the best pit strategy and things like that. So how'd the race go for you, man?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had a good fight at the beginning, and then I kind of got on an island in the middle there for a little bit, and he had me sweating at the end. I was pretty much driving off of the Delta for the last, 10 laps or so. He was coming back hard.
Yeah, man, it looked really good right there. Talk to us about Sebring. Obviously, kind of, day into night kind of situation, and obviously it was pretty wild with, just the sunset and things like that. So did the track change at all for you, or was it pretty consistent?
It definitely gripped up a little bit as it got cooler, but I don't know. There was probably 6 or 7 laps there where I couldn't see anything going into sunset or the 2, 3, 4 complex.
Yeah.
I couldn't see apexes for anything, so I definitely was hurting there for a minute.
All good, man. Hey, good stuff today. Back-to-back winner, obviously. Next week we're off, and then we'll be back to Detroit and Belle Isle. So some good stuff there. Gonna get that field stacked back up. So good stuff, man. Anybody want to shout out real quick? Sponsors or friends and family? What you got?
No sponsors yet. That'd be cool for the future, but we'll see.
Hey, awesome, dude. Hey, good luck, man. In a couple of weeks, we'll talk to you then. But good job tonight, dude.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Vincent Cernuto, the winner today for the GT3 class. And then now we'll bring in Brandon Six. Where is he? Back-to-back winner once more. We'll bring him on the air right now. Here he is, Brandon Six, the winner today for the Prototype Series. Yet again, the king of Florida right now. Won back-to-back Daytona, now Sebring. Man, that car was pretty well locked in. Obviously, some bad luck from your competitors. Obviously, Papineau and Lucan, getting out of the race more or less. But that car seemed pretty locked in, man, and so did you. How'd the race go from your view?
Yeah, it was a pretty fun race. Up until obviously both my competitors there got involved in either accidents or self-inflicted stuff. I think Devin and I would have put on a good race. I was putting on a good race there with Eric as well. I was curious to see how it would play out because I was trying to save some fuel, but keep some pace as well. And that way it made that last stop kind of short, and I've been kind of curious to see how it played out there with Eric.
Yeah, really good stuff, man. Awesome to see. Sebring on the schedule, always a fun place to be. But yeah, we're gonna be taking next week off. Then we're back in Detroit, so something different for the series. Going to be at Belle Isle. Always a fun time there. So, man, anybody want to shout out real quick? Any sponsors and friends and family? What you got?
Yeah, just gotta shout out the team, Bowie Esports. We did a lot of work together on these open setups and stuff to get ready for these races, and I thank you, Steve, for putting on this league, and Bowie for throwing the series on.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, good stuff today. We'll catch you in a couple weeks, dude. And then, well, I guess also next Tuesday in Homestead. So, good stuff, dude. Good win today, man.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, there he is. Brandon 6 with the big win today. Awesome, awesome stuff. That's going to be it for us. Today at Sebring. Man, always a fun time to be here. Very, very cool. So good race today. Big thanks to you folks for being here as usual. Watching the stream as well as supporting us and all kinds of things that you do. So love that, folks. Big thanks to everybody for liking, for subscribing, and it's going a long way. We're pretty close to 1,000 subs, a couple hundred away, but we're going to get there pretty quick. So appreciate you all for being here. We'll catch you next time. Next Tuesday is going to be the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series in Homestead. That'll be the Dash for Cash race, our third race of the season. Will be a lot of fun. And then we'll come back, not next week, not next Wednesday for this series. We'll take a week off. So we'll be back in 2 weeks on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for Detroit for the IMSA experience. So for me, Steve Tucker, and then Frankie Barroso in the booth, it's been race day. This is the IMSA experience, folks. Go and check us out on X, Race Day iRacing, as well as ASRA iRacing on X, formerly known as Twitter. So go and check us out, folks. Have a good night. We love you.